Hi guys, welcome back to Beyond the Bilge on this Hydro Sport series. What we're going to do today, we're going to finish tearing apart this block. If y'all remember in the first video, this motor was running when I got the boat, but I made a grave mistake and I did not clean the carburetors before I took it out, and I burned a hole through the piston. So what we're having to do, you can see I already stripped most of it down, just diagnostic, trying to figure out what happened, why it did it. So now we're going to finish off taking the flywheel foot, and then we're going to go and dismount the entire power head, get this whole thing off so we can get it sent to a machine shop and we can get this thing fixed up. So I know a lot of misconceptions about working on things is, man, I got to spend this much money, it's going to cost me so much to do this, so much to do that, so much to do this. So what I've actually did was I put together a toolkit with tools, with good warranties, things that I've used in a professional aspect that I know will hold up very well and will get you by through pretty much everything you're going to do motor wise. You start getting into internal stuff like we're doing now, of course you're going to need more stuff, but when it comes to motors, I put together a list of good tools, quality tools to diagnose and repair boat motors and a lot of other things as well for about $340. That's about as cheap as you're going to get in it with some quality tools. You can go get some, cheap stuff from Harbor Freight and all that, and might be able to get you kick-started, but I'm trying to get you the best bang for buck. So I'll put that in the description down there. Now, as you can see, we're going to have a special tool to remove this flywheel. So some people might say, well, I don't want to spend the money to buy this special tool to shop, this, that, and the other. There is things you could do that a lot of you might not know about. Number one is O'Reilly Auto Parts. You can go down there, and I got this harmonic balancer puller for this. They have a lot of tools that you can do this with. It's called the loaner tool. You don't have to buy no parts from them, nothing like that. You walk in there, you spend, this costs 20 bucks. I have it for 48 hours. If I return it in 48 hours, I get my money back. I get this tool for free. I'm going to use this tool for what I need it for, and I'm going to take it back. For most of y'all, including myself, that's what I'm doing with this. That's going to be the best option. That's going to be the best way to go when it comes to the tools. Spend a little bit, get that first little bit of a toolkit going, and you can really get out here and learn how to work on this stuff. There's a lot more like assets, things that I know about that I'm going to try to teach you all as we go, mainly just on an information standpoint. Like, how do I test my stator, make sure it's good? There's a website out there that sells the stators and they give you the information for free. All you got to do is go on the website, find your make model, put it in, and you can test the stator. Make sure your stator's good, make sure your trigger's good, make sure all of this is good. So we're gonna be doing that because I want to spread some knowledge around. So what we're gonna start with here first is we're gonna start by setting up this harmonic balancer puller. So in this particular one, this is a 3-bolt puller. So you get your puller like plate, you get your puller rod, threaded rod. I don't recommend using an impact on. You can really, especially on the loaner tools, you can really strip these threads out quicker than you'd ever think. You got your pressure pin, goes right on the tip. All it does is keep from boogering it up, and the crankshaft's got this centering piece right there, and all that thing does is it keeps it centering there while you're pulling. So now we're going to see, so if you look at this puller set, it comes with all these different bolts. So what we're going to do, we're going to look in here and say, okay, I think it's roughly this size. Pull one, check it. Right there, that's the size bolt. We're going to pull that back out, line up our puller. And these bolts don't have to be tight. You want them threaded in a good bit, but you're not having to run them down. You're not wanting to tighten this thing down on there. You're just wanting it to, be able to hold the tension you're about to put on it, which you're about to put a lot on it. What I did with this before I started this video is I pre-soaked it with a few different things. Put some ATF on there, and I got some Kimball Midwest, I think it is. Like a penetrating catalyst that really breaks down the corrosion really good. So let's get these in there all pretty much even. About even there. This one needs to go down a little more. There we go. Got them all pretty much even there. Alright, so now we're going to find the socket. And y'all are actually, the sockets I'm about to link down in the thing, I'm about to go grab them right now. And y'all can see I've had these for about 2 years. I've been using them every day professionally. I love them. Best bang for your buck. Alright. So this is the Capri Tools. 8 to 22 metric 3/8, shallow and deep. I got mine with the rail. Number one is Westling Machine Rail, made in America, great company. But it was, you know, it was extra 30-40 bucks for the rail. For what I was doing, I needed the rail. You can get the sockets by themselves for like 40 bucks. Get you a socket that fits. Come on the other side. And what I have right now is I have
a little unit in gear. So all I'm going to do is take my foot, put it on the prop, just hold this motor down, and we're going to start cranking down on this thing. They're going to fight quite a bit. Let's get a pry bar. Alright, so we're changing up our plan attack a little bit. This thing is on there tight. So we're going to use this, make sure we're not getting all the threads of the crankshaft. I'd much rather mess up a $20 tool than a $300 crankshaft. Might have to go get a longer ratchet. Alright, so we kind of got to a point. It's under a lot of tension. We're going to take a hammer, give it a few taps. Just break some of this stuff loose. Boy. Let's see if I got some washers for this.
Whew. Alright, that was a little violent. Boy, that thing did not want to come out. But we got it out. And we didn't really break the tool, so. Boy, she fought hard. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing all apart. Get to looking at it. Boy. Alright, so here we have like our stators and our triggers and all that. Everything's looking good. It actually looks fairly new, in good shape. We're not going to mess with any of this. All we're going to do is we're going to pull these 4 bolts to hold this thing down, and we're going to pull this plate off. I don't want to mess with any of these. Motor was running great before this. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to deal with that. That's my advice for you. Unless you're having issues with them, don't touch them. What we're going to do is we're going to check this flywheel. We're going to check for cracks, especially after pulling like that. This thing was stuck on there good and tight. We're going to check for cracks, anything like that. We're going to check all these magnets in here, making sure they're all, still there. There's nothing grinding on them. They're all in good shape. Looks good. We're going to set it to the side. Alright. So now we got 2 10 mils, and I'm going to do all this with basically the tools that I'm going to recommend y'all. I'm not going to pull out anything fancy. Y'all seen that big long ratchet I had? If you can spare it, buy it. If not, most of this you can get done with flywheels. That booger was on there tight. So power tools do help. I have power tools. I have a bunch of power tools, but I want to give you on apples to apples. You know, I got just shy of $400 to spend on tools. I got an old boat motor. What can I do? I want to show y'all can do a lot more than what you would think you can do. A lot of stuff you don't know, you know, can't seem to figure out about. There's information out there on it. You know, just take some hunting, take some finding. You know, I got a full like 600-page manual on this motor that gives me every single specification that you could imagine on this motor, all the way from, you know, torque specs down to the factory color. You know, it's got everything you need on it. Didn't cost anything, just took some hunting, you know. And when you're wanting to save some money and you want to do things on your own and, you know, fix some stuff up, you got to be willing to put in your time. Might not cost you your money, but it's going to cost you time. So. Got to be willing to put your time in there. Willing to do it. As long as you're willing to put in time, man, you know, you could really turn some stuff around. You know, you can take something that nobody wants, something that's ugly and a piece of junk, and, you know, turn it into something that only you want, you know? So our next step, actually, before we get this off, we got a Woodruff key right there we got to get out. Those are not hard to get out. We're just going to have to be a little careful because we do have this stator right here. And it wouldn't surprise me if this fights because it definitely fought getting out. And these are semi-round shape. So really you just start at the top and just kind of knock it around. I'll hold that up and show you. That right there is the key. It's got that half round shape. What I'm going to do is we got magnets on here. I'll stick it in there. So that way it ain't going to get lost from this flywheel. Because you got to have it to time this flywheel and get this flywheel right. If this flywheel ain't timed, this motor's not going to run. Alright. Ooh.
Alright. I got you down here. We got a motor turned up. I'm going to start pulling these bolts. Hopefully I have enough room to get this way out. Sure do hope we have enough room. So this is going to need some shallow sockets. 14mm shallow sockets. Hopefully we can get it. We might have to run over there and grab some inches up. Yeah. 14, 12.
now we got the flywheel off, we got the foot off. Now we're gonna get this power head off. So you're gonna need, it's got 8 bolts and 1 stud, 4 on each side, and the stud's right here dead center in the back. They're gonna be 12 millimeters, so you need a 12 millimeter socket and a 12 millimeter wrench. Where I'm at, here in the Midwest, there is no salt water. So things do still get corroded, a lot less likely. Alright, so now that we got the bolts out, power head is ready to come up. So it's probably going to be pretty heavy still. It's probably going to be 40-50 pounds easy. So just be careful. Go ahead and have your spot planned out where you're going to set it. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so got the power head off now. You can see this is the mounting spot onto the mid section. So we have our shaft section here. We have our water section here. Here's our water section. Here's our exhaust. So you can see, don't look like I was the first person here. There's a gasket that's supposed to mount on this here all the way around. So we've got a lot of cleaning up to do. We're gonna get this thing looking good and spotless. Alrighty, so in this episode, we talked about some ways to get some of the special tools, how to pull the flywheel on this motor, how to drop the foot, and how to pull the power head. I'm gonna put some links down below. Get you a hand tool like kit basically that's gonna cost about $350 to $400. Stuff I'd recommend in the professional aspect. It is an affiliate link. I do get money from it, but that wouldn't change my recommendation. Know-how. These are just tools that I know work every time. They got good warranties on them. So, with all that being said, this is Beyond the Bilge, and until next time.